On today's show, LeBron James joins me and things get a little bit spicy with some new chips from Ruffles. Plus, I throw down in a knockdown, drag 'em out sports card battle with a really old man. Hello, food freaks, and welcome to That's Rank. My name's Chris, and today I've got a 2-for-1 happening for you. I've got a guest host joining me. Maybe you've heard of him. He's a little-known basketball player named LeBron James, and he's brought a whole bunch of limited-time Ruffles flavors with him. And while we check those out, I'm going to be looking at some baseball cards, courtesy of fellow YouTuber Slapnuts, whose channel you can go check out at Slapnuts is Gaming. He's asked for a fight to the death in a baseball card pack battle. And just what is a pack battle? I have no idea. Let me explain how this came to pass. There's a Discord group of sports card YouTubers, and I'm a part of the group because my channel totally fits the theme with the rest of them. They ran an NCAA tournament a couple of months ago, and when it comes to college basketball, I'm a bit of a shark, I'm not gonna lie. Frankly, I'm obsessed with the sport. I watched as many as 10 minutes of Brigham Young University play about a decade ago. Brigham Young, very diversified school, a fantastic mix of Mormons and Latter-day Saints. Joseph Smith represent, y'all! Anyway, through this crazy knowledge base of basketballing, I selected Kansas to go the entire way, figuring any team that's fueled on burnt ends and jazz music is the kind of group that frankly is unstoppable. I was of course right, and I wound up winning the entire pool and with it a whole lot of sports cards. So I've got a few packs to get through, which I'm going to do in an upcoming episode. Lots of generous collectors sent me all kinds of cards. However, for today, we've got cranky ass Slapnuts. He decided to take it up a level by sending me 6 packs of 2021 baseball cards, which in the sports collecting world is apparently a declaration of war. Now, this, of course, is still a food channel, so while I check out the baseball cards to see if I'm the victor of this incredibly important and life-changing throwdown, a fight where I don't exactly understand the rules, I have invited a guest to join me to share some chips today. And that guest today is LeBron James, who's brought 3 different kinds of Ruffles in this one-of-a-kind, super rare collectible tin. The chips we're going to be looking at today include lime and jalapeno, flaming hot barbecue, and flaming hot cheddar and sour cream. This promotion was put together by James and Ruffles to let the general public unapologetically own what it is that makes them unique. They're ridges, if you will. And will eating these help me unapologetically own my own uniqueness in my ridges? Well, I don't know about that necessarily, but if I consume all 3 bags in a single sitting, I'll definitely be owning some brand new curves. So I figure today we're gonna segment this out a little bit, have some chips, talk some baseball, and see how things ultimately go. Now the cards, as you're gonna discover, aren't actually in their original packs. I'd recorded myself opening them previously and somehow the audio didn't take to the camera. Which is too bad, because the snack that accompanied me that day was durian-flavored wafer cookies, and it wasn't good. They tasted like raw onions that had been sitting at room temperature inside of a cooking pot for several days and rotting, and they smelled like LeBron's shorts after a game. So that said, I'm gonna do things a little bit differently than the way I originally recorded this and do my best to explain to you why some of these cards hold more than just dollar value. And if you feel like I wiped the floor with Slappy after you check out his video as well, vote for me in both the comment section on this video and his video. And if you feel like he won, vote for me in both the comments as well. All right, first up, let's break into these before we get to the sports cards. These are the ones that are actually calling to me because I feel like they could be the best chips going. I'm a big fan of both these flavors, and as long as it's not like the weird lime-flavored Lay's chips that tasted like Jell-O, but more like the hint of lime from Tostitos, we should be in really good shape with these chips. All right, we got ourselves a standard Ruffles chips here. What is it, a ruffle, a ridge, a stretch mark? I don't know what you call these things. There is a fair bit of seasoning atop of these. Ruffles is generally pretty strong on that front, except for their salt and vinegar for some reason, where they really lack on the seasoning. You gotta step up your vinegar game, guys. I want enough vinegar on those chips to be able to soak the rust off my cast iron pan. No, I don't like these. They screwed these up harder than the Lakers thinking that Russell Westbrook was a winner. Like, this lime on here is super phony tasting, like a candied lime almost, and it's just not complimenting the jalapeno at all. Check out some reviews. Kindle customer disagrees with me, giving them 5 stars and writing, "Our grandson loves to get these spicy chilson his dorm room. He says they are the best ever." You know, Kindle customer, spicy chilson actually sounds like a fancy new street drug. Your grandson probably needs to watch this. Meanwhile, Carson Young wasn't feeling it, giving them 1 star and writing, "Taste like spicy Fruit Loops." I mean, I can't really argue with anything he's saying, because it's got like candied lime on here, so yeah, maybe. Although, not gonna lie, I'd totally be down for some spicy Fruit Loops, I think. All right, let's say we put these away. Check out some sports cards. See if Slapnuts sent us the ammunition to take them down. Let's check out the first 14 cards because I've got 42 in all, so we'll break it up into 3 sections. All right, let's see what we got here. Yankees shortstop Gleyber Torres. He holds a little more value than the previous shortstop Jeter because this guy is not a legendary number 2. Leotis Taveras. Miguel Sano, yuck. Oh, now we are talking. The Swinging Friar. He looks like the Bizarro World version of Gargamel, like the heroic version that blesses the Smurfs instead of trying to eat them. What does it say on the back? MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM held a Best Mascot in Baseball tournament in 2020 with fans voting their favorites. Swinging Friar emerged from a tough bracket that included Mariner Moose, Dinger, and Clark to reach the final where he was edged 55% to 45% by the White Sox mascot. There you go. This guy has been edged. Anyway, if you caught that, this is the second most valuable mascot card right here behind the White Sox mascot, whatever that is. Huge lead. This thing's got to be worth at least like 50 or 60 bucks, maybe more. I'm not going to sell it anytime soon because this is only going up in price. Oh, nice. I've got a rare Anthony Rizzo in a Cubs uniform right here. You probably don't even remember that he was a Cubs player. He was only there for a short stint from 2012 to 2021. Not a lot of Rizzo cards in Cubs uniforms, that's for sure. So another big rare hit right here. All right, we got a Mike Brosseau from Tampa Bay. Andres Jimenez, or Gimenez? I think it's Jimenez. Spencer Howard. Miguel Rojas. One of the early stars of this year's fantasy team for me, Tony Gonsolin. Oh, Yordan Alvarez. Actually a rare miss by the Dodgers. They traded him to the Astros for reliever Josh Fields back in 2016. Their analytics department doesn't make very many mistakes, and that's a fairly costly one right there, so another hit. Yes! I got the Pirate Parrot here. Now we are crushing. This guy has been the second most important member of the Pirates team since Barry Bonds left back in 1992. The most important one? You might not know this, but Usher Phil Coyne, seen here at 99 years old, meeting my then 2-month-old son. Rest in peace, Phil, you were the best. And then our final card here is from Kyle Seager. Who cares? You know, with just these first 14 cards, I've probably got enough hits there to already win the war against Slapnuts, so let's take a chip break and try the Flaming Hot Barbecue chips. There you go, Flaming Hot Barbecue. Got a picture of pepper and some barbecue sauce and some flames to let you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with. I do appreciate the artwork on this that makes it clear what it is we're about to consume. Look at this stupid thing. That is one insanely bright brick red chip. It looks like it was pulled directly out of the ground in PEI and then shoved into this bag. If I hadn't purchased this in America, I wouldn't rule it out. Ooh. Now this one I like, which is weird because I don't normally like barbecue style chips, but these have a lot of that fantastic flaming hot dust that you get on the Cheetos. And I absolutely love that stuff. My mouth is watering a little bit because it's feeling so hot. I wish every food was coated in flaming hot Cheetos dust. You know, no limits. I dream of a world where I can walk into Subway and ask for the flaming hot turkey sandwich and they don't even flinch. Flaming hot Dairy Queen Blizzard, flaming hot margarita, flaming hot Kobe style beef. You know, don't even rule that last one out. If the Japanese can create a super beef by feeding it a steady diet of beer and massages, then nothing's out of the question anymore. Over on Amazon, Malik agrees with me, giving these 5 stars and saying, one word, bussin'. Malik, I don't know what that means. Crystal Quezon also gives these 5 stars and says his new favorite flavor. Who's his? It's not my favorite flavor. They're good, but I'm not going that far. Is it LeBron's favorite flavor? Or his is in God? You know what? I don't want to demean the thoughts of our Lord and Savior, so let's grab a few more sports cards and come back to the chips after. All right, starting off. Brandon Belak, who I've never heard of. Humberto Mejia, who I've also never heard of. I think I held him upside down. Don't care. I don't know him. All right, we've definitely heard of Garrett Cole, but why is this card sticky? You know, I'd ask Garrett myself, but he would tell me that yes, no, it definitely is or is not Spider Tack. All right, Manny Machado, 7-time winner of the Golden Spikes in your second baseman Shin Award. Yu Darvish, class act right there, Yu Darvish. Oh baby, Screech! And yes, this is the Screech from Saved by the Bell lore. Seen here is the Cal U mascot from the college years. You know, with Dustin Diamond's untimely passing over the last year, this card has almost certainly skyrocketed in value. It's got to be worth at least $1,000 on the resale market. You are screwed, slapnuts. All right, reigning and defending Rookie of the Year, Randy Arozarena. I don't think he's going to win again this year, but who knows. Former #1 pick, Casey Mize. The hits are coming hard and fast now. Oh, and another one, Braves World Series legend Jorge Soler. Oh my God, this one's actually really cool. Ken Griffey Jr., kids. That is pretty sweet. I must have logged at least 2,000 hours playing Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball for the Super Nintendo back in the mid-90s. So that makes this card worth at least $2,000. $1 for every hour I spent playing that game. I actually do have an autographed Griffey Jr. rookie card somewhere downstairs. I gotta uncover that if I ever actually unpack from my latest move into this home, which was 3 years ago. Chris Sale. Okay, fun Chris Sale story for those of you who don't know this. So back in 2016, the White Sox were gonna have a retro uniform game, and he hated the feel of the jerseys across his body. He thought it would throw off his pitching arm or whatever. So when the team refused to back down, he decided to cut all the uniforms up in the clubhouse so that nobody could play in those uniforms. He did get suspended for it, and I'm sure if you ask him to this day, he'd tell you it was totally worth the 5 days of no salary. All right, last few cards here. We've got Charlie Blackmon, Corey Seager, who can go to hell for the 2020 NLCS, and busted former prospect Evan White to round out this particular set. Guys, I'm shuffling, I'm jiving. I don't see how I'm gonna lose this pack battle at this stage, but I need more chips because I feel absolutely amazing right now. Now, speaking of amazing, I was just checking out the front of this package. You've got LeBron James on the front, and he's smiling, but to me, he doesn't look very enthusiastic about the chips that he's selling. He's got a face like, yeah, I'm here, but I could take it or leave it. You know, what the hell, LeBron? These are chips, not the fourth quarter of an important game. All right, so these are the flaming hot cheddar and sour cream. Well, that smell is, well, that's stinky. I love a sharp cheddar cheese, but this cheese has ripened. These cheese should probably be the face of my channel, because that's rank. For the record, I'm going to hate these chips. Sour cream is trash. You can't convince me otherwise. It's milk that is turned. Do you still drink your milk after it's developed lumps in it? I don't think so. All right. You can check out the color on that one. It's got the same general brick redness that you saw on the other one, and I don't want to eat a chip that big. Let's get a smaller one here. Oh, yeah. That is absolutely disgusting. The flaming hot cannot, oh God, cover up the overpowering stench of this rot right here. I don't want to eat stinky food. This smells worse than my fridge did after last week's 48-hour power outage, and I had fresh halibut sitting in the fridge. Have you ever let fish sit at room temperature for a couple of days? Because first of all, don't do that. But secondly, don't open these chips like ever, because you're going to be wishing for the old fish. No. All right, Amazon reviews. LC Adams gives these 2 stars and says, is there any version of this potato chip that doesn't have him as a sponsor? I like the chip, and I want to buy it again, but not with him on it. And for some reason, 6 people found that review helpful. Are you even allowed to do that? I feel like that is not a legal review. You can't downgrade a product because of the sponsor. If there's not a law against that, there should be. LC Adams needs at least a year on probation. Ellison, on the other hand, gives this 4 stars and calls it snack. Decent mix of flavors, is hot. You know, as much as I want to ponder that last review, we've got a few more cards that we need to get into just to seal this victory in whatever it is I'm doing today. All right, last pack. Let's see what we're dealing with here. And we're gonna start off with White Sox star Jose Abreu. Little over the hill, but still a quality baseball player. Aristides Aquino, Mr. Flavor of the Month himself. Remember when this guy went off for like 10 homers inside the span of a couple of weeks, or does it count because nobody was in the stands at the time? Now, granted, it did happen during the 2020 season when fans weren't allowed in the stadium, but he does play in Cincinnati, and fans don't go even now. All right, Mark Canha in an Oakland uniform. Now, there's a throwback to most of his career. Here's a quartet of guys who did not win the World Series last year. Old man Jack Flaherty. This guy's more brittle than your grandmother. Joey Bart. That's got to be the worst name in sports today. He sounds like a guy who spent all of grad school sitting in the principal's office. Oh, baby, one of the biggest stars in the majors, young Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now, I've been sitting on this for a bit, but I don't want to scare anyone who's super hyped about the kid's potential, but I saw this the other day and it was a bit eye-opening. His numbers in Buffalo and Dunedin, where he's played parts of the last season, I think. From what I remember, they weren't allowed to travel up to Toronto due to the shutdown. When he was there, he had about a .350 average with 26 home runs and 70 RBIs, and I think he played about 70 games while he was there. So he crushes minor league parks. But when he plays inside of major league stadiums, he's batting .270 with 55 home runs and about 165 RBIs in about 320 games played. So we're gonna see how this plays out now that he's stuck inside of big league stadiums, but he might be a 30 home run, 90 RBI guy. We may need to temper our expectations a little bit. Brandon Nimmo. Ryan Yarbrough, part of the contingent that is ruining starting pitching everywhere because of their opener. Bust of the year, Bobby Dahlbeck. Come on, hit the ball. Okay. Mascot. He's the most mascot-y mascot of them all. Mascot, that's his name, just Mascot. No name, I guess. He's got to be like Madonna. Mascot, check this out. What do we got here? The Oakland mascot filmed himself waving the team flag all over the city in the 2020 season as the Athletics captured their first AL West Division title in 7 years. The Pachyderm's Home Fun webpage was particularly viral in the spring as quarantine fans were looking for a way to stay connected to the club. Okay, so I just cut away to Google his name, and his name is actually Stomper. So it appears that Even Tops is so out on the Oakland Athletics that they couldn't even be bothered finding that little piece of info out, and they just called him Mascot. Guys, you know what? I feel you. I think we're all there with that insipid club. Just move them to, I don't know, Memphis or Vegas or Pittsburgh. All those cities are dying for a major league team. Oh, Miggy Cabrera. And I think that this is the card that just sealed the win for me. Check out the $1 million smile on that guy right there. That makes this $1 million card. Add that up to the total. All right, we got ourselves a Luis Patino. Oh, lovely blue refractor card from Rhys Hoskins. I once actually traveled to Syracuse just to watch him and JP Crawford play before they were called up. Turns out that Hoskins can't actually hit major league pitching, which is too bad because he's got power for days. That's one of the reasons I traveled to see him, is because he had legendary minor league power. And ending on a sour note, Nick Senzel, the poster child for disappointment. So this was definitely a video featuring baseball cards and chips. If that's your thing, I'd love to get your comments below, and I'd also love for you to let Slapnuts know who his daddy is, even if he's old enough to be my great-grandfather. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure to hit the button and the little notification bell so that you can make sure that you never miss a single video that I put up. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, unless angry Lakers fans go ahead and mob my home for all the jokes I made about LeBron James today. In the meantime, ciao for now.